Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This week's brand overview is from Zelens and it's long overdue, I know. I've even had requests, people saying, is the Zelens brand overview coming? Yes, it is, frankly. So before I forget something and leave it out like I seem to do every week, I'll give you a very brief picture of the brand, where it came from, what they focus on, who it's for. Then I'm just going to touch on the products individually, and I have been speaking about this brand almost the entirety of the blog's lifespan. So I will link below to specific reviews on these products where I've done them so that you can have a much more in-depth read if that's what you fancy. Zelens was founded and created and is still owned by Dr. Marco Lenz. He is a consultant, reconstructive and plastic surgeon based in London, although he obviously has clients around the world. He has a PhD in the field of skin cancer from Oxford and a Master of Science degree from Harvard. He's my age, rude, making us all feel a bit like we're underachievers. Everything that I'm going to talk about is suitable for all skin types unless I flag up that you shouldn't use it. Everything is suitable for all skin types. He does not test on animals. He does not sell in China. He does not use parabens. He has... I hope this video will help change some of your minds about formulas in pots as well, more of which later. I'm just gonna get on with it. This is easily the most high-tech brand on the market, but he does it with such finesse and with such understanding of the skin and the system, basically, that it is done with such, I was going to say elegance, I know that sounds strange, but it is done with such ease and elegance that your skin doesn't get irritated, it just works at its optimum best. So I've picked around 13 SKUs-ish. There's 25 in the line, that's just in the skincare. He also has a makeup line, which I will touch on when I do makeups. When I do a makeup video, I just wanted to keep everything concise to the skincare for now. And let's crack on. Z Detox, now this is the cleanser I picked, primarily because I enjoy it as a morning cleanse or as a second cleanse in the evening, especially because of where I work. I live and work in central London. It's not the cleanest atmosphere. This is the cleanser. It looks like this. Hard to focus. Marco, could you make something that sits... There we go, how's that? On the denim. Zelens Z Detox Clarifying Foaming Cleanser. Now normally you would not hear me say those words, clarifying or foaming. However, the foaming mechanism is in the lid, it's not in the juice. It is soap free, it is oil free, it is super smooth, suitable for all skin types. The only thing you don't want to do is put this on your eye to take your eye makeup up. Look how gentle. Ooh. The smell that you get across the entirety of the range is shiso leaf, and that is Japanese mint. It is literally antibacterial, antifungal. It helps protect your skin against free radicals. It helps detox the skin. It is a wonder mint. It's not just your average, can I have a mint tea please? It's not that kind of thing. Acid, and I inadvertently, I didn't mean to, but I have laid the products out in front of me. Some habits die hard. I've laid the products out in front of me like a routine. So you've cleansed your face, next up is acid. Dr. Lenz is not a fan of glycolic. He uses polyhydroxy acids. They look like this. Again, could we, there we go, how's that? I think the denim is gonna have to be a background for everything. They come in pads, you can use them AM or PM. Literally, the way you always use the pad, the way I've always shown you, across the face, all over, windscreen wipers, all down the neck, spin it over and go again. Polyhydroxy acid is different to glycolic in that it helps your skin absorb moisture. So anything you put after this is not only retained in the skin, but this actually searches for it. So it looks for moisture, as opposed to some acids which can slightly dehydrate you. So if you have used acids or you've used a glycolic and found that your skin just did not get on with it, try the acids, they're amazing. Now you will have already had these if you bought one of my Cult Beauty boxes because they were in there. Zelens always features where I can because it is so delicious. All of Marco's products, it's Dr. Lenz to you, all of Marco's products are clinically trialed, and that's not like a consumer study, it's not ask 5 of your mates and 3 of them said it had this effect on their skin. Everything is clinically trialed before it goes to market to make sure that the science matches with the botanicals and that everything comes together to give you the best result that you can possibly get. This, I think, is possibly the most up-to-date product in terms of science that he makes, and it is literally Z Balance Prebiotic and Probiotic Facial Mist. It looks like this. Now, you're not gonna be able to read it. Again, I might do some cutaways if you're lucky people. I might get my old cutaway hat on. This is designed to protect the epidermis and the biome of the skin, so you'll be reading lots in the coming years, next year, about protecting skin biome. I will put information below that links directly to this, but it is a mist. It also smells of the shiso. It is amazing. But this is for you if you find your skin just won't listen to you. It's like a petulant child. It goes oily, it used to be dry. It was dehydrated, now it's oily. It gets really easily agitated. You find that when you go to work, your skin feels tight and dry. Pretty much any single thing you can think of. This is like a band-aid for the face. I am serious about this one. I'm going to put as much info below as I can. I'll link to his, I'll link to studies on biomes. It's beautiful. It is not just a facial mist. I just wanted to get that message across without being too in your face. The next product is consistently listed in 2 places. His best-selling list and every single best of beauty in any magazine, pretty much anywhere in the world. This is his hero product. It is triple action eye cream. It looks like this. It is not drippy, you can travel with it. It's soothing. The triple action is basically fine lines and wrinkles, dark circles, puffiness, everything that goes on around the eye. It is imperceptible. It's in a silicone base, but it's what I would call a sophisticated professional silicone. And again, I'll try and leave some info below because I've talked about this before at length, and if you have any questions, sometimes it's easier if I just jump in and answer them. What I love about Zelens is that it pushes boundaries. It also suffers no fools gladly. So things like the open jar, which I'll come to, I want to touch on that when we do moisturizers. His argument is, and I had the same conversation with Brandon from Deciem, that video is coming. I said to him, because I was talking to Brandon about his pipettes and droppers, and I was talking to Marco from Zelens about his pots. I know what I think. I'm perfectly happy using both. I trust both of them. I know the science behind the brands, and I know that the preservative systems are completely stable. So their argument is, and Marco says the same thing, it's a completely stable formula. You can stick your finger in it 100 times if you want. No germs are going to spread. Brandon actually said, which I was going to say for that video, but I think I'll share because it's funny. He said that he continues to use the pipette for the liquidy formulas because it's almost an FU to everyone who says that it can't possibly be stable, which really makes me laugh. Now, I will elaborate on that in his video, but what I like is people who are confident about what they do and confident enough to stand behind it. So more of that when we come to it. Let's move on to serums. This serum will be no surprise. I'm waving it like a wand. What is it with me? I think I need to get a job on News at 10 and be like, today. And this serum will come as no surprise to those of you who do read the blog or watch videos. It's been in quite a few. Z Luminous Brightening Serum. I waxed lyrical. Oh, do you mind? I waxed lyrical about this product because it helped me to tone down my pigmentation. Let's talk about pigmentation for a minute. First of all, I will link my video below where I discuss it at length. Pigmentation is generally a few things. It's a mixture of it's like the perfect storm of being unlucky. Mine comes from being raised in Mississippi. We didn't even use SPF until the 90s. I mean, literally. Raised in Mississippi in 100-degree heat every summer and playing out all day. Going on the pill, as we all do, and having 4 kids. 4 pregnancies triggers melasma. So my melasma comes here and here. Most women at some point in their lives get it. Depending on the severity, depends entirely on your genes and your story. You cannot get rid of it permanently, but you can suppress it and you can make it calm down through the winter months. As soon as you come back out into the summer months, boom, it's going to be there because it's triggered by sun exposure. And as much as you can protect yourself with an SPF, it will always, the heat also triggers it. So bear that in mind when you're dealing with pigmentation. And Zelens, amongst other brands, is the first to say, we can help, but nothing is going to make it go away. So if anyone is trying to sell you a treatment that says we can fix your melasma, take it with a pinch of salt. Totally digressed. However, Z Luminous is a beautiful brightening serum. I also love that he calls it brightening, not whitening. The word whitening to me is just, why are we still using that word in the beauty industry? If your home planet is not white, then why would you use a whitening serum? Also, whitening is not necessarily the goal if you are darker than Fitzpatrick scale 3 or 4. You're never going to be white. Rambling, I know. This is brilliant for signs of melasma, pigmentation sort of around the top lip, places like that. Just bear in mind what I said. You should be using, if you are really aware of it, you should be using SPF 50, 30 to 50 every day. When my melasma's out in full force, I use a 50, even though the difference between a 30 and a 50 is marginal. For me, it's just psychological. More details on this below because I have covered this extensively on the blog. 4 oils. This one came first. This is Z22 Absolute Face Oil. It looks like this. It is easily one of the most divine oils on the market. It's called 22 because it has 22 plant and botanical oils designed to do, oh my God, designed to do everything. Antioxidant, soothing, smoothing, nourishing, calming, you name it, it's on the list. Basically, that's why he made one treatment oil in terms of if your skin needs more oomph. If you are over, I'd say if you're over 40, here's the other thing about ages. Obviously anyone of any age can use this. I realise it is out of the price budget of, if you're in your 20s, you've got great skin, you might use things like his Daily Defense, which is a brilliant daily SPF. I didn't feature it here because I was being greedy. If you are over 40 and you do have the money to spend, this is the range that I recommend you spend a lot of time looking at. The science don't lie. And to that end, Z22 will help you replace the oils that your skin is not really holding on to itself anymore because you're getting closer up the food chain to menopause. Sorry girls, just putting it out there. Now these 3 came in a couple of years ago, I think, but let's face it, my timings are... This is treatment drops. Now, Power A, Power C, and Power D. They are easily, in fact, if I was doing a top 3, this would be one as a group. They are easily, I think, I say easily, it's not that easy, but they are one of my favorite things in his range. Power A and C and D are suitable for every single skin type, every single age, and it is absolutely crystal clear and so easy to use for each product. A is your nighttime retinol, literally apply every evening. It's super gentle, it's micro encapsulated retinol, so it will not cause you any surface irritation, but it will do it in a much more gentle way. And I'm going to do an overview on retinols with The Ordinary coming up, and in that I will focus more on, again, the thinking is just coming that why are we doing so much damage to our skin in terms of using a really strong retinoid when you can do something super gentle that works underneath the surface. More of which later. C, this one you can use AM, PM, I'm going to hide behind it, see if that works. AM or PM, oh there we go, look, the old-fashioned makeup vlogger way, who knew? AM or PM, again, all of these are oil soluble, so they work beautifully on especially if your skin is a little dry or dehydrated for winter, but you still want vitamin C protection. And D, now this one, I will be buried wearing vitamin D because frankly, let's face it, I will look a bit dry. When D first came out, and I've said this before in previous videos, I said to Marco, okay, I get why we take vitamin D and I get what it does for the skin, but how is it going to work in an oil format? And he just looked at me because, you know, when you have a certain amount of knowledge, just going to adjust myself again, sorry. When you have a certain amount of knowledge and you've worked alongside someone for a long time, you get shorthand, you know, that's just the way you talk. And I said to him, okay, but just what is it in one word? What am I going to tell my readers? And he went, fortifying. And I got it straight away. Power D is a must-have if you are acneic, eczemaic, if you have psoriasis, if your skin is dehydrated, if your skin is dry. It is a one-stop shop for for all skin types. It is great if you wear a ton of SPF and you don't maybe get enough vitamin D on your skin. It is great for signs of aging. It is great for beefing up your skin, sort of help plumping collagen. These three together are a powerhouse. If you have to pick, if you are youngish, and I say ish, I just mean not a teenager. I'm not going to give this to Ava. I hide my Zelens from her because she loves him and she thinks, oh, I'll use his product. I'm like, no, you won't, honey. C, in your 20s, obviously everything goes without saying if you're older, but in your 20s, I'd go C. In your 30s, I would go A. And then in your 40s, you would do all of them, but you're gonna see a really beautiful benefit from D. That's kind of my take on it. Marco may call me screaming, saying, no, you could use this, blah, 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 blah. As I've said, you can use them all for every skin. My personal sort of, after playing with them for a long time, and just to give you an idea, when I used to do my treatments, I would massage with either Power D or Vintner's Daughter, depending on the skin. I had one lady who had psoriasis, and I'm sure she'll jump in on the comments and back me up. And it was all around her mouth, and she'd had eczema all around her mouth and psoriasis on her body since she was born. I must have used a good third of a bottle in facial massage because her skin just drank it. And she emailed me the next day and said, Caroline, my mum saw my skin this morning, and it still makes me nearly cry. My mum, and it's not me, it's this. My mum saw my skin this morning and said it looked better than it had looked since she was a kid, and she now literally cannot live without it. Okay, let's do my 3 choice of moisturizers. Now, there are lots, and frankly, I would put any of them on my face, but what I did was I picked the first 3 that I really fell in love with. 3T Complex is his moisturizer for all skins. It looks like this. That's the consistency, beautiful texture, not too runny, not too thick, absorbs like a dream. Oh, smells of the shiso, divine. 3T is suitable for all skin types, and it is the best choice for you if you have what I call normal skin, and that is everyone who isn't super dehydrated. If you are super dehydrated, and obviously these do much more than a moisturizer, and again, links below, otherwise we'll be here for another 20 minutes. Z Matrix is for you if you're dry, dehydrated. It looks like this. If you are in the southern hemisphere, this is the one I would recommend you try. Looks like that. Beautiful pink, almost gel consistency. Let me put it on another hand, take it from there, because if I keep putting everything on the same hand, you're gonna think, gosh, she's got one really clean hand. Okay, so super nourishing, super hydrating, smells of the shiso leaf, absorbs beautifully, perfect for retaining moisture in the skin, and perfect for using after any of the other serums or oils I've mentioned. Okay, I cannot tell you how hard it was, I'm just throwing things, I cannot tell you how hard it was to only pick 3 moisturizers, because frankly there is not a product that Dr. Lenz makes that I would not smear myself in. His moisturizers in particular are the best on the market. Now, I picked this one because when I first tried it and used it in the evening, it's a nighttime cream, the next morning I thought, oh. Now this is for you if you know that your skin is headed south and you need something to help the structure. I couldn't put it any clearer. This is Stem Complex, Rejuvenating Overnight Treatment. It is easily my favorite of his creams. I'm going to go a bit further up the arm so it doesn't look like I'm wiping them all in one spot. It is rich but not sticky. It does not cause, you know, sometimes if you use a rich night cream, you wake up with the odd little whitehead. It does not cause that. It has silanols, which help to stimulate your collagen. It is loaded with peptides. It has microencapsulated hyaluronic acid, and it's on a time release, so it works while you sleep. If I had to pick one, I'd go Stem Complex, but as I said, I'm 48. If you aren't 48 and you're younger, you're a 3T Complex. Just to put that there. And like I said, it is hard to pick. It was hard to get it down to 3. I could have easily have listed all of his moisturizers, especially things like his SPF. I mean, I can't even begin to think about it because it would stress me out. My final pick, before I go in sort of cherry pick, is the lip treatment oil. Now it looks like this. You won't be able to see it. Again, I'll try and do some cutaways. This is 9 plant oils. They are, and peptides. It is literally, I've got a mirror, hang on. You can use it during the day on top of makeup. I use it in the night time as well. What this has been brilliant for, which sounds weird, but I was desperate to try anything. Over the summer, I had a spout of perioral dermatitis, which is when you get that sort of redness around the cracks in your mouth here or here that will not heal. It doesn't matter what you do to it. Some days it looks better than others, but it's always there. I did 2 things. I stopped using toothpaste with SLS in it because I have a problem with SLS in my shampoo, and I figured, why am I using it in toothpaste? Duh. So I stopped using that and it started to clear up, and then I started painting my dermatitis with this. I would literally do my lips like that and then do that, and you can actually see it on videos literally from as recent as 6 to 8 weeks ago, I think. I had a patch of it here. It is now gone. It's completely cleared up. I swear by this lip treatment oil. Lush. Right, I took a pause and tried to pick 3. It's not going to happen. It is impossible. It's not a range that I can physically do it from. So instead, I'm going to give you a brief overview again and quickly go through ages, who could use it, who shouldn't use it, blah, blah, blah. Clarifying foaming cleanser looks like this. I would say that is suitable for everyone. Maybe not super, super dry rosacea skins, but even then, like I said, it's soap free. It's not going to cause you any extra irritation. Acids, PHA pads. These are brilliant for all skin types, especially if you cannot use glycolic or don't want to use glycolic. If you are dehydrated and you want an acid, this is where you go. Z-Balance Prebiotic and Probiotic Facial Mist. This is the one I described as a band-aid for the skin. Oh God, it smells amazing. Oh, Triple Action Advanced Eye Cream. You cannot go wrong with this eye cream. It is a multitasker. It travels well. It behaves itself in class. I mean, what else can you say? Z Luminous Brightening Serum, all skin types, especially people who are suffering from pigmentation. Especially if it's sort of seasonal and it pops up and goes away again. Z22 Absolute Face Oil, called Absolute because frankly he's thrown everything into it in a considered fashion, and it plumps, it's full of omegas, it does everything you want a facial oil to do, but it is not in the least bit sticky. The Holy Trinity, A, C and D. Impossible to pick. D, if your skin is in any way confused or you're not too sure and you're over a certain age. C for everyone of all time. This is 20%, by the way, I didn't mention that earlier, it's 20% vitamin C. And A is encapsulated retinol to make it much more gentle to use. Again, all skins, gorgeous. Moisturizers I touched on because there's too many. It's like trying to pick a favorite 80s rock band. 3T Complex. Let me get a good picture. It is impossible. Oh, there we go. 3T Complex, all ages, the perfect moisturizer if you're unsure where to start. Z Matrix, for those of you in southern hemispheres who are maybe going through summer or really dehydrated skins in the UK or USA. Stem Complex, over a certain age, you want some scaffolding to lift everything up. And lip treatment oil. There's a thumbnail. Lip treatment oil, just a beautiful, beautiful, and it is a treatment oil as opposed to a lip gloss with a bit of extra in it. I hope that was in some way vaguely helpful. I know this is going to be like 25 minutes long, I'm so sorry. I will answer questions below. I'll link to all the reviews below. I'll give you as much info as I can. I can't remember what's next, but I better get filming now. Take care, have a good week.